What's going on, guys? Nova here, and today we are going to be spectating me playing as Jeff. But before we get into it, please take a moment to subscribe. Jeff would greatly appreciate it. How can you say no? He's pretty cute, you know. You gotta do it. Hit that subscribe. So, the reason I've been doing these spectating videos recently is because I kind of came to this realization that I have a lot to learn as far as how this game is played and how this style of game is played. I come from a very extensive background in gaming and even some like professional level gaming as well, but I never played Overwatch. So coming into this game, this is kind of new for me. The closest thing I would say would be like playing Mobile Legends, which was like the cell phone version for the longest time of League of Legends before they released Wild Rift. But anyway, this is pretty new to me. So team mechanics, the way that this functions, I just have a lot to learn. So I've been spectating a lot of the bigger streamers, I guess people that you could consider to be pros at this point in time. They've only had one tournament, so I don't know, like, you know, who you could say is a pro and who's not right now, but just watching the higher level gameplay so I can learn not only how to play different heroes, but how to work the map. So something that I really focused on in this game was utilizing Jeff more as a healer. Now, I know you'd say, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Jeff is a pretty good flank DPS. He deals pretty good damage. So it's just kind of that tough balance of when do I shoot, when do I heal, when is this beneficial versus something that's going to be harming the team as a whole. So I focused a lot more on healing on this game, and it definitely changed the entire flow of. And this is a ranked game. This is competitive. So we'll watch this together, and I'll try and like kind of comment on different decisions that I was making at the time. This game is from yesterday, so it's you know, pretty fresh on my mind. Healing was really important to me here, and I did do less DPS than I would normally do. But this magic here was just a problem. She was always on me. I constantly had to be changing my positioning and everything. But like I said, the more I've spectated, the more I've played, the more I've learned how to kind of maneuver around with Jeff. This is unfortunate. All of those bubbles missed that Strange. That was such an unnecessary death. Like that didn't have to happen. So sorry, Dr. Strange. Hopefully whoever that was doesn't watch this back and say, "Really, Nova? Really?" But it's possible. So he did quite well on defense here, but magic was just something I constantly had to deal with. Luckily, we had the Nam on our team. He was very helpful with the squids and really backfired on magic, trying to push our back line a lot. And you know, if I'm being honest with you guys, everybody kind of just dunks on Jeff, so there's nothing better than playing him and performing super well to make people be like, oh wow, okay, I've not seen a Jeff do that well or a Jeff play like that before. So that's kind of motivation for me to continue to do it, because I think Jeff's great. Quick burst healing, it's AoE. There's no limitation on the distance for healing. There's no fall off on the value of healing based on the distance. Big ult right here. This is like an area where Jeff really just shines. And because that Elim point there, like the level where you actually die when you fall off that edge, is so close to the edge itself, you don't have to fall off. Even with most people that you capture, you don't actually have to fall off there. You can spit them and they will just die. So that's an easy 4KO right there. And you'll see it later. I get their Hella later on in the game and spit there, and she still dies too. Obviously, some people will get out of it. There's another one, I think Namor gets away. He doesn't actually die, but there's that tough balance of like knowing who you grab and when you need to actually commit to it to make sure that they die. But obviously, staying alive is extremely valuable, so you can continue to heal. There's a big Elim right here as well, getting their healer. Poor Magic. She wants the backline so bad, we're just not letting it happen for her. Just couldn't get that Groot either. Super close, but we had to back out because of the Winter Soldier. It's a big positioning play here to back up that far. Groot making it difficult to heal and difficult to hold this zone with those walls. No clue why their Mantis was that extended, but luckily I was inaccurate. She got away with it. This is I think the toughest part of this map, is this final corner here. We have our spawns super close to the objective point, and it's just a lot of tight corners. There's a lot of places to get around behind people. There's a bit of an overextension there by me, but I got away with it. No value in that either. I didn't do anything meaningful pushing that far forward, and I almost died. Here's magic again.
Anyone willing to help? That was a total blindside.
And I have my ult here too, and I think watching this back, there are definitely instances where it would have been better to use it. I get blocked here. I was going to use it there. I peeked previously in the corner to see if there was a way that I could kind of get around if there are enough people there to validate using it at that point in time, because this is like a balancing point of I need to use my ult at the best possible time, because it could be a make or break for a cap. So as the time gets down, you're really looking at using this ult not as a way to get some elims. You're using the ult at this point in the round simply to get them off of the objective. It becomes more about the CC than the actual elim potential of it. Because you also don't want to be off board and be losing the healing. There's another push for thinking of doing it, but it was just going to be, really just Winter Soldier. And ultimately, you want to get the healers or DPS. But they've got 2 DPS, so just pulling Winter Soldier isn't enough value at that point in time. Strong positioning play there to move to behind their line to heal from behind, because they were pushing forward so far. Magic is just a problem when she's in her ult. So here's when I opted to do it. I only got Cloak, unfortunately. That was close to getting 3. Magic's still coming for me. But that's a big heal to get, even though she respawned immediately. I was able to put enough damage on her there that she was taken out immediately after her respawn from Rocket Tech. So Rocket down. And Groot. Only Magic's up, so that's the whole team down there. Huge defensive push there at the end. Very, very, very strong. So that's good. Only allowing 2 points on the initial defense is a really big deal. You see, I saved Groot there from their Penny's mines, trying to plant them outside the base for that quick initial elim, but it didn't work. I always heal immediately out of the gate there, because there's always somebody waiting, doing something. This is the other struggle of this map, is just getting out of the base in the beginning. But as long as you keep the healing up, so I think a really strong play for the beginning here is just making sure that you're able to back up and you can slowly progress out of the base, because if they're getting elims on you, that's not helping. You just need to be slow and methodical in this initial point and just keep your team alive. Keep yourself alive. Backing up is what you have to do, then that's what you have to do. There's nothing wrong with going back in the base. But another thing about healing more with Jeff than doing DPS is it charges your ult faster by healing. So there's way more value just in your overall strategy of gameplay in healing more than doing DPS. So it's got to be very opportunistic, because throwing DPS into a team fight, are you going to get an elim? I mean, maybe. If their healers are up, probably not. You're better off just keeping your team alive so that the bigger damage dealers can actually succeed. So that your tanks can also continue to control the fight better. So this is where I make a strong push, and due to their Luna ult, I made the decision to throw my ult here, because they typically group up and you can get everyone except for Luna, but Magneto shielded, Namor got out, I couldn't grab Luna, I only grabbed our Hulk, and then I died as a result. It was just a bad choice. But that's okay. Make mistakes, and that's one of the benefits of watching your own videos back, is you can see mistakes that you made, and you can remember the reasoning for doing it, and it'll make you kind of analyze situations that look different.
More than you know.
Struggling to get the heals on Invis here, just moving around kind of weird. Just can't get that magic.
Good news. It's gonna show we're sweet.
Only 60 seconds left.
Green, no. Now I have to pulse charge. Fire. Fight with proton.
It's fighting time!
And one thing I realized watching back as well is I need to balance the use of bubbles a little bit better. I have too many that I hold on to sometimes. I save them for quick burst healing on tanks, and I also save them for my own movement.
Down to 30 seconds.
But I could use them a little bit more frequently.
Seize at once.
Mag gets his shield up just in time there. So this is one where I opted out of going off the edge. I knew I could get Luna. Namor saved himself. But that's okay.
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. We've got trouble. Systems restored.
He ends up getting KO'd right there, so it wasn't a big deal.
Ooh, a touch of feeling.
Made a strong push here. Getting Luna off the board was really part of my primary focus in this game.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Always make sure you hit that rocket tech if you see it to stop those quick turnarounds. Being able to respawn instantly right back in the fight is something you just don't want the other team doing. Trying so hard to heal this group, but he's like juking me. Gotta deal with these spider mines too.
A little help, please. We've got trouble.
Constant pressure here from their penny.
I was getting worried.
I should have returned to focus her tech there, because I knew that I hit it,
Appreciate you.
Pulse charge.
and as a result, it ends up getting me there. Kind of a unnecessary death. I could have bubbled to heal myself a little bit. I just didn't think I was going to get hit by another mine. But it's one of those things I guess you just shouldn't assume. Luna pops her ult here for the defense. I only got Luna. They were very good at evading my ults in this match, like as a whole. I made sure to grab that heal there, just so that she couldn't get it. It almost worked in my benefit that I couldn't make it to the edge. It kept her alive a little bit longer, kept her away from the fight longer, and also delayed her getting back into the fight by respawning.
Don't worry, Spider Zero. Ooh, a touch of feeling.
So like I said before, this is, in my opinion,
All systems go.
the toughest part of this map is making that turn. I just try and continue to change the angle I'm healing from. I did not realize that Hela was right up above me there. Ultimately, this is what results in this death. She was just up above, like right around that corner, shooting down. I should have been a little bit more aware of her positioning, but I was playing solo queue here too, so there weren't really any comms. Nobody was talking. Again, trying to use the side flanks here just to get behind them so they don't know I'm coming in. Huge ult. I get Luna, I get their tank, and I get their top DPS. Yeah. None of them made it out. I only got the double. It counted as a suicide for Hela, but whatever. She's off the map. I think it extends the respawn time too, if I'm not mistaken. I think if you get a self-elim, it takes longer to respawn. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like when I take people off the map with Jeff, they are spawning back before I am. This death as well. I thought I could pin her there, but I missed those 2 shots and she did not miss.
I am ready to put on a show.
This is the final push here. We're right on it. We just need them off. Throwing the bubbles out. And there it is.
Final score, 3,
Such a good game. That was so much fun to play and also a lot of fun to watch back as well. I see some areas that I can definitely improve on, so I know what I'll take forward. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. So if you guys are enjoying this, please hit subscribe. Jeff will greatly appreciate it. Cheers.